Good morning and welcome to Fast Horses Today for Saturday. Today is July 27th. We've got a big card over at Del Mar. This is their second week of the meeting, and the highlights are going to be the Bing Crosby, which is always a great Grade 1, beautiful race, 6 furlongs, and then also the San Diego Handicap. And thankfully for us, these races both fall into the late pick 5, which we're going to get to here momentarily. So the late pick 5 starts in the 7th race. So the 7th race starts at approximately 7 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone, so 5 o'clock Pacific. So we've got several hours to go here before this starts. But I wanted to get you my info and picks early. So the 7th race starts the late pick 5, and that's the Daisy Cutter. Well, the Daisy Cutter is a 5 furlong grass race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And, they put together a nice competitive field here. And what we've seen in these 5 furlong grass races is it's been just speed kills. Speed has been killing. I've been on the wrong side of some of these where I haven't picked out that speed horse. So, I just don't have a strong opinion in this race. And I'm kind of going to use this as a survive and advance, because I do have a single in the next race. So I'm going to survive and advance here in the Daisy Cutter. I'm going to put the 1 Antifona for John Sadler. This horse is a 3-year-old. She's taken on her elders, but she's been running in some good company in stakes races. Hector Berrios had been on her several times, and they make a jockey switch. They put Rispoli on the horse, and Rispoli has certainly done some great work for Sadler over the years. And Rispoli has certainly been riding the grass course over there at Del Mar very well in turf sprints and turf routes. So can't go wrong with Rispoli right now. So I'm going to put Antifona. Maybe this horse works out a trip. We're just going to go wide here and survive and advance, as I mentioned. The 2 is Connie Swingle for Phil D'Amato. Phil D'Amato's been winning, some races over there on the turf. And, he trains for Nick Alexander, has a lot of horses here. Kyle Frey rides. Frey's been riding very well. This horse is 3-1. Going to put the 2 horse, Connie Swingle. Going to also put the 3 horse, who is Itzel, for Peter Miller. Now, Peter Miller started out the meet kind of cold, so, Miller has a tendency to heat up at times. This horse has a lot of speed, ran really fast in her last race at Santa Anita on a turf sprint at 6 furlongs. We'll see if that transfers over, and this horse could be dangerous with the high speed, and Hernandez takes the call. And 6-1, why not? Going to put the 5, who is Elm Drive. Elm Drive also comes out of Phil D'Amato barn. Now, this horse has been running with much, much better on the dirt and the turf. She's been running in long races. So, she doesn't show any, really success in these 5 furlong races. But, class advantage here. We're just going to, like I said, use this as a survive and advance. So I'm going to put the favorite Elm Drive with Freysu. Freysu's got to wake up pretty soon, because he's certainly not been riding too well at Del Mar. But we all know he could ride, so, maybe today's the day he wakes up. Then I'm also going to put the 8 horse, who is Running with the Boys. Now, Running with the Boys, I had mentioned this horse a couple days back. She had run on down the hill over there at the end of the meet at Santa Anita. And as we saw, Santa Anita's turf course was really hard, really fast, really speed favoring there towards the end of the meet. She had the benefit of running downhill. She ran a sub 111 for the 6.5 down the hill. She just took off and just kept going. So, Phil D'Amato also trains this horse. He's got a bunch in here. This horse is 9-2, Edwin Maldonado. Maldonado's won a couple of these 5 furlong grass races the same way. Out of the gate, boom, takes the lead, wins. So, maybe Running with the Boys can transfer that speed from that downhill race over to the 5 furlong grass race. We're going to put her in there. Then I'm finally going to put the 9, who is Stay and Scam for Doug O'Neill, Redham, and Gutierrez. This has been a winning combination for over many, many years. This horse has had a pretty good year. She's won 3 races during the Santa Anita meet. She's won at different distances. She ended up running pretty well in graded stakes. So, she's certainly a hard trier. And, as I've mentioned before, I've seen Gutierrez figure out how to work out trips on these 5 furlong grass races, which may not just be speed, but, works out a trip and finishes up. This horse is 7-2. So, we got the 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. We're using the Daisy Cutter as a survive and advance. Hopefully get a price here. All right, now let's go to the next race. The next race is the San Diego. This is, one of the feature races on the day. Mile and a 16th on the dirt. $300,000 purse, and this is a grade 2. So this is for, 2 turns for the older boys. And, I'm just going to make this simple here. What Del Mar has shown me is that their dirt course has been, for 2 turns, has been inside speed. Whoever gets on that rail, gets on the lead, has just been really tough to beat in the stretch. So this is a comeback race here for Arabian Night. That's the 4 horse at 3-5 for Bob Baffert. Hernandez takes the call today. This horse won the Pacific Classic last year in front-running fashion. That's a 1.25 mile grade 1, which is always a better race than the San Diego's, usually a prep for this. So this horse looks to be coming into this race in fine fashion. And, it's a small field. It's only 5 horses, so make it simple. Going to single Arabian Night and move on from here and just hope for prices in the other legs. All right, now let's go to the 9th race. 9th race is a grass race, 1 mile race. This is a first level allowance race. I've got 3 horses here that I'm going to put in. Well, first of all, I'm going to mention the favorite is the 3 horse, who is Smart Code, 7-2 in the program from Mark Glatt. This horse coming off a layoff. Now, it just seems like Glatt has not been winning with these layoff horses at Del Mar, so I'm just going to hope that that's the case. I'm throwing out this horse, Smart Code. What I do have is I've got 3 horses here. I've got the 7, who is halfway line for Phil D'Amato. It seems like Phil D'Amato has several live horses today. Now this horse, he originally got this horse from Europe, had run this horse twice over at the Santa Anita meet. First out was a mile race on the grass. The horse, kind of blew the start, which a lot of times that happens with European horses coming to the States. So the horse kind of blew the start, rushed up, and just ended up not finishing up too much there. But we'll forgive him for that. And the next time the horse ran on that hard, fast turf course over at Santa Anita, ran in the final race of the meet, which was down the hill. That was won by a horse that did take the lead and won. That was We're in Trouble. This horse seemed to have a lot of trouble himself, no pun there, but he did. Hector Perios, again, didn't get the horse out too well there. This horse kind of trailed and then ended up making a move. So I'm going to use that race as maybe a good prep for this 2-turn mile race. Phil D'Amato certainly done well, and halfway line is 5-1, so why not? Then I'm going to also put the 9 horse, who is Faustine. Faustine comes out of the Bob Baffert barn. Now, we've been seeing Baffert putting in turf horses over at Del Mar, and he's done all right. He's won, I know he's won at least one. He's run some good races there, and Faustine was a horse that I liked coming off a layoff back at last April at Santa Anita. This horse, they put him on the turf. It was his first time. I thought the horse just ran outstanding. Got beat near the wire by a horse named Allegato, Allegato is certainly a hard-knocking turf horse over there in California. So no shame in losing to Allegato. Then they put this horse back on the dirt, ended up running a pretty good race, came third as the favorite to Ashcroft, who Ashcroft was pretty sharp at Santa Anita for a little while there. So this horse is program favorite, 5-2. Hernandez takes the call. So Faustine could be very dangerous here, with Bob Baffert, running a turf horse. Then I'm going to put a long shot here is Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo, this horse is 10-1 the program. Raylo Gutierrez has ridden some good races in his inaugural season here at Del Mar. Now, Giovinazzo has some success at Del Mar. Ended up winning last year. Won a nice race. I was lucky enough to catch this horse. I think it was paid about 12-1 or so that day, 11, 12-1, something like that. But Giovinazzo's been a popular horse also in the claim box over the past year. The horse ended up getting claimed from Doug O'Neill. Peter Urton claimed the horse, and then John Sadler claimed the horse from Urton a couple starts ago. So I think this is a hard-knocking horse, and has the type of style that's been winning races at Del Mar, which has been running up close in that turf course. This horse does do that, so I think that gives him a bit of an advantage. We're going to put a price in here because we do have some favorites earlier, and got to just try to catch some long shots if possible, because these favorites just win every leg. The pick 5 will not pay much. But so anyway, I got the 7, 9, and 11 in that race. All right, now let's go over to the next race. The next race is the 10th race. This is the Bing Crosby. This is the Grade 1 6 furlong Bing Crosby, which is always a great race there at Del Mar during the summer meet. And this field certainly is a very, very nice field, and a nice field to handicap, and I'm sure it's going to be a great race to watch. So as I mentioned, Del Mar's been really speed favored. It's been speed favoring on long races. It's been speed favoring on short races as well. It seems like the inside horses have definitely had an advantage, and that makes me think, that, with this race, the 3 horse, who is Straight No Chaser. Now this horse is full of speed. I mean, this is really a fast horse. I mean, if this horse gets out clean, I don't think anyone beats this horse out of the gate. He had a long layoff coming out of the Maryland Sprint, which he won last spring of 2023. So something apparently happened, the horse we hadn't seen in a while. They brought the horse back in May of this year in the Grade 3 Run Happy at Aqueduct. And this horse he was his favorite that day, was 3-5, made a mess of the start, stumbled out of the gate, out of the one hole, pushed up, took a clear lead into the stretch, and then just, faded because he was running against nice horses, and he probably did all his running in the first 3/8 of the race. So this horse is 6-1 today. Excuse me. Freysu takes the call, and this horse has just been working out. He looks like he's kicking down the barn doors there. For Dan Blacker, these are just some fast. This is Bob Baffert-like with these workouts, with what this horse is doing. So I expect this horse to get the lead. If this course is going to be speed favoring, it might be tough to beat Straight No Chaser. But, I'm going to put 4 horses in this race. Yes, I spoke so nicely about Straight No Chaser because I think the style is good. But if something changes, there could be a couple horses cooking it up. This is a Grade 1. There's a lot of accomplished horses. There's 4 horses I do like here. I am going to put the 1, who is Anarchist. Now, I've always liked this horse. This is a distorted humor horse. And, this horse is he's a runner. I mean, I caught him last year. Well, I got beat by Chosen Vron in last year's Bing Crosby, which hurt. This horse was 8-1 that day. That one hurt, getting beat on the wire. But then ended up catching him in the Pat O'Brien. So this horse shows that he really does like Del Mar, and not a problem there. He had been off a long layoff. They took him over to Kentucky. He ended up running in the Kelly's Landing. And you'll see he got beat by Close the Game Sugar, which I'm going to just forgive that. This horse broke out of the one hole, kind of made a mess of the start, pushed up, fought for the lead, some fast fractions with Freysu, and the horse faded. So, I don't know, I'm going to throw that race out. I know Anarchist could run. I don't expect this horse to run up to the lead because there are some faster horses, but maybe works out a trip with Kazushi Kimura. This horse is 10-1. I'm going to make a win bet as well on Anarchist because I don't want to see this horse get away from me at a nice price and possibly win the Grade 1 Bing Crosby. So I'm going to make a win bet. So I've got the 1, Anarchist. I've got the 3, who is Straight No Chaser. I'm going to put the favorite in here, who is the Chosen Vron. Now, the Chosen Vron, what can I say that you can't? It has never been said or hasn't been said already for the Chosen Vron. Or when you look on paper, you see this horse just wins every race. The only time he lost to the champion Elite Power last year in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. So Chosen Vron, doesn't do anything wrong. He likes Del Mar. He runs at different distances. I just wonder if this track is inside and speed favoring. Chosen Vron's going to be chasing Straight No Chaser and maybe some other ones, and you never know. The horses have been fading from out there at this Del Mar meet. So that's why I'm putting 4 horses. I know he's 6-5 in the program. Hector Barrios rides again. Barrios has done all the great work with this horse. So, going to put him in because it would be silly not to put the Chosen Vron in there. Then I'm also going to put the 9 horse, who is Jackstown for Bob Baffert. Now this horse, this horse might be one of those future stars in the sprint ranks. This horse, Bob Baffert's had this horse now for a couple years. He broke his maiden back in July of 2022. And broke his maiden in great fashion at Del Mar, in the summer meet, which those are always the nice horses that they bring out. So he was a 2-year-old back then. Broke his maiden. Something apparently happened. We hadn't seen him since June of this year. He came back to Santa Anita, ran an allowance race, and just ran a huge bang-up race. So this horse, has a ton of talent. He's 15-1. Hernandez takes the call. This would be the kind of thing where, we all could see the horses that have the proven records and the short prices like Chosen Vron. But, those horses, if they lose, a horse like Jackstown could win. You go, wow, this horse really is talented. So, going to put Jackstown in at 15-1 because he upsets the apple cart. The pick 5 will pay. All right, let's go finally to the last race of the day. This is the 11th race. And, the 11th race is a maiden special weight. It's on the grass at a mile. And, these races have been pretty competitive and a lot of different types of outcomes at Del Mar so far in these grass races. We've seen some favorites win. We've seen some big prices win. So, it's hard to just determine what's going on here. It's been, pretty eventful races on the grass. So, some prices to be had and some opportunities to cash. So I've got 5 horses here that I'm going to put in. Because I just see, this being a very open race. We've seen how some of these races have run, where some of these middle prices or big prices have won on the grass. I'd like to see if we can catch one of these. So I'm going to put the 4, who is Ashley. This is for the John Sheriff's Barn. Now, Sheriffs, I've spoken a lot about Sheriffs and his lack of winning over this past winter and spring, and then he shows up to Del Mar and wins 2 races early in the meet, which is half of his year win total of 4. So he won 2 in the last week. So we'll see. Maybe the John Sheriff's barn has woken up. Ashley is 10-1. Hector Barrios takes the call. Horses run some decent races at Santa Anita this past year. Certainly puts Ashley in play for this last race here. I'm going to put the 6 horse, who is Step It Out, for Phil D'Amato. Now, D'Amato, again, has a few horses in this race. This horse comes from Europe. We've seen D'Amato win with horses first time, off the boat in Europe, and we've seen him not win. So we've got several of them here. We're going to try, and catch one of them here. So Step It Out, who is a 6 horse, 9-2. Then I'm going to put the 7 horse, another Phil D'Amato, same profile as the 6 horse. This horse is 5-1. Hernandez rides. This horse first time off the boat from Europe. We're going to see. He's 5-1. We're going to see if this horse can run today. I'm going to put the 8 horse, who is Miss Mandalay. Miss Mandalay comes out of the Bob Hess barn. Now, Bob Hess brings this horse off a long layoff as well. And, horses had some decent works. Puts Mike Smith on the horse. Puts blinkers on. First time Lasix. Smith rode the horse last time. He rode the horse last year at Del Mar. Just kind of ran, fairly even race. Ran with some nice horses in Zona Verde and Roscoe Village. So, there was a live race there because Zona Verde's run well. And I know Roscoe Village has won a couple times at Gulfstream this past year. So, might be a live race there. Miss Mandalay's 10-1, certainly worth a play. Then I'm going to put also the 9 horse, who is She's the Law. Now, She's the Law is a big purchase price. It's over $300,000, nearly $400,000 purchase for the Mark Glatt barn. And Cedillo takes the call here, which is interesting because Cedillo hasn't ridden this horse before. This horse should run some even races. I think that, probably moved a little too early in the last couple races. So we'll see if Cedillo gives this horse a better ride. 7-2, so no secret here with She's the Law. So in that last race, we've got the 4, the 6, the 7, the 8, and the 9. All right, now let's recap here over at Del Mar. So in Del Mar, in the 7th race, which starts at pick 5, I'm going to go in the Daisy Cutter with the 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. The next race, which is the San Diego, going to single the 4, who is Arabian Night. Then in the 9th race, going to go with the 7, 9, 11. In the 10th race, which is the Bing Crosby, going to put the 1, 3, 8, 9, and then I'm also going to make a win bet on the 1 horse, who is Anarchist. And then to cap it off here, hoping to have a nice live ticket with some prices, we got, the 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this ticket is $180, and I know it's usually a little pricier than, normally. But you know what? This is Del Mar, and, I haven't been playing much here, and this is going to be one of the few bets I make today is this pick 5 ticket. I'm also going to, because I'm singling the horse in Arabian Night, which I do feel he'll be a very, very heavy favorite, and I think he'll get it done. And, it's probably worth playing a ticket like that. Now, I'm not suggesting you do, but, you can always add, subtract. You can play pick 4s within this, pick 3s within this. Whatever fits your budget and whatever can help you win some money at the track. So, as always, I'm going to wish you good luck. And let's get some good trips, because good trips always result in good luck, as this has been evidence in these races at Del Mar, where great trips have been winning races, since the start of the meet last week. So let's hope we get some of those, and let's see some good, safe racing at Del Mar. So as always, I'm hoping you can hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, just puts you into the queue. When new content comes up, it goes into your feed. So I'd appreciate that. Like, dislike, make some comments. Certainly like to hear from you. Let's create some discussion, and like to hear maybe who you might like here at Del Mar as well. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with Sunday from Del Mar.